How you doing?
Just fine.
What we'll do with this one here, with so many challenges, we'll just make this a mini talk, and we'll just kind of talk for like the next 15, 20 minutes, and we'll take from that and go from there. So we'll do that as opposed to trying to draw it out for an hour. I don't want to take up all your time and so forth. And
No,
life's
no, 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 no. That's okay. Yeah. Let's get into this because I do have something I want to say.
okay. So let's go on and get started then.
Okay, I'm started. Now, the thing of it is that we're not getting across the message that we want. They're hearing it, but they're not participating in it. You see, what they don't understand is that all these years that they've lived, they've been conditioned to one idea. And what they're doing now, they're changing to another idea. But to do this, you have to do it over and over and over before it will actually sink in enough that you can grab it. Okay. This is the only, we've got what, 200 CDs and DVDs. Look, if you took every one of them and played them and didn't focus on what you were hearing, it would mean nothing. You have to participate. It is your time to participate. And that is now is the only time there is, and you're going to do it now or you're never going to do it. See, this is important to understand because it's the whole show wrapped up. You are the star of your show. Act like it. Act like a star of the show. And I'm talking about out there. I'm talking about right here in the theater of mind. That's where you see you doing whatever it is you're doing. But is it leading you where you want to go? I mean, really, ask yourself, is what I'm thinking, feeling about all the time here naturally, is that leading me where I want to go? And if you're not seeing yourself leading yourself, because you are, what we want you to understand is that you have a valid say. You're about saying your valid say, and that's what you experience day in and day out, your valid say. If you don't understand that, the rest of it doesn't mean anything, does it?
It doesn't. And I like that you came on and said, listen, if you're not participating in this thing, then it's not going to work, because I think that too many people are passive listeners. They want to hear a good show. They want to hear a good talk. I get one or two people that reach out and say, listen, I got the CDs. I'm doing the work. I'm seeing the results. Everybody else is saying they're getting a hit or miss.
Yeah, it's your message. I'm not getting you to do something I did, except that I accepted the desire to, a hunger to know first person. And everybody should have that hunger. Sooner or later you will, but why wait? You see, that's why I'm here, is so that you don't wait like I did for years. You understand? And it was right in front of me all the time. And I was even told it was right here and coming in my ear. And that all I had to do was just sit down, shut up, and listen to what I heard. But you can't listen to what you've heard if you don't remember it. You see, first you've got to remember it. And that takes you in it, thinking from it constantly as you can. Look, we're not aware all the time. I understand that. But more is better. When you say more aware would be better, well, then go into that area and actually feel what's being said. Look, all things are made by mind. There you are. What are you thinking? What are you believing? You know, you told you receive not because you ask not. But it didn't say you weren't asking correctly And that's what it is you're not doing. You're not asking correctly. Because asking amiss, you're asking incorrectly. You're getting what you expect to get, not what you want. Understand? When you said my prayers aren't being answered, that means you're getting what you didn't want. But that's what you're focused on 90% of the time. What you don't want. And you say, well, I'm not calling it. Look, what you're looking for is looking for you. If you're looking for why something doesn't work, that's exactly what you got. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing. All these CDs that you got here, any one of them, just one of all those hundreds of CDs, DVDs, whatever. And even we got books too, right?
We do.
So, I mean, it's right in front of you. Everything you've ever wanted is right there with you. I am with you always. I will never leave you. Omnipresence. What more do you need to know to get your request? It says all things are possible to those who believe. What do you believe? Have you ever even asked yourself what you believe? Are you even talking to yourself that you know you're talking to yourself? Because you are talking to yourself continuously. But saying what? Because what you're saying is what you're going to be experiencing in your future. You're setting up your future moment by moment. Whatever you're thinking of, it doesn't matter what you're thinking about, you're setting up your future with exactly that idea. And then when you experience it and you don't know, where did that come from? See, that tells you weren't paying attention to what you were talking to yourself about, what you were suggesting to yourself about. And look, I'm here just to show you that you have a valid say. That's it. That your say is a valid say. Be careful what you say. That's a good idea, isn't it?
It is. You said something, and you've often said this, and I want the listener to get this. They're waiting. And everybody's waiting thinking that they have more time. But as you know, one day you're 40, the next day you're 90.
Actually, it goes by pretty fast, really. But you see, the idea is just to be focused on what it is you're actually talking to yourself about, because don't miss it. You are talking to yourself. You are using words, and the words were with God, and the words were God, so they are God. And you're saying you're using God's power to set your future up. And you don't even know what you're thinking about? No. That's a height of foolishness. It really is. Because if you don't know what you're thinking, then you don't know what to expect. And even if you're listening to what you're thinking, you gotta actually zone in on those ideas. Is this what I want to experience? No, well, drop it immediately. Look, if I ask you, can you not make a nice commercial of yourself doing what it is you desire to be doing and doing it successfully? Because it's only imagining. And then people say, well, yeah, but that's what it is. It's only imagining. But imagining creates the real in this drama man. That's why you're told to imagine only things well, not only, but to imagine things lovely and a good report. And that's what you're told. Imagine things lovely and a good report. Can you do that? See, that's all you have to do is just do it. Just show up. Claim better than, people claim all. I hear people in a crowd, they're claiming all. What are they claiming? They're giving homage to their diseases. And they don't hear that. And yet everybody else hears it. But they don't hear it. Because what you're doing is you're seeing that you got more of it to express. See, all things produce after their own kind. If you're saying this is mine, this or that or that, there it is. And it'll stay with you until you hold that idea. That's why you're told, change your mind, change your world. And the first does the second. You don't have to do anything. Jesus told you, I of myself can do nothing. Yeah, that was really, I of myself can do nothing. It is the Father within who does all the work. See, and we're told if God didn't do it, it wasn't done. And you say, but what about all this violence in it? Yeah, that's right. He does it all. He gave you permission to choose this day. And if that's what you chose, okay. But nothing dies. Understand? Nothing. Life doesn't die. God is all life, and life doesn't die. I am with you always. If he's with you always, wouldn't it be immortality? What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you're God. In this uniform of man. You know, man is nothing more than all its own attitudes. Not where you got them, not who you heard it from or anything. Whatever you're thinking, feelingly, that's your world of experiencing ahead of your evidence. So you're always on. See, there's no off. You're on all the time. Even when you're dreaming. And you're told to dream the dream. But most people get carried away and they wind up having nightmares. And they're saying, how can I stop having nightmares? Well, start having the dreams. You're told to dream the dreams, so you can do it. You can, if you'll focus on dreaming the dream instead of the nightmare, then that's what you'll experience. Because it's as you think, you are, you do, you have, you be. That's the problem with it. It's so super simple. Nobody understands it can actually be that simple. And it is. He made it, he didn't want you running off doing all these negative things, but he doesn't know that you're doing negative things because he gave you to choose the route and what you'll do about it. So you're doing that, and everybody is doing that, whether they're aware of it or not. But you are choosing. But are you aware of what you're choosing? Do you actually want to carry out what you're thinking, feelingly about today? If you do, it'll be in your future. You're making your future moment by even waving my hand. It has to. You have to think about it. See, doing that. Even you have to think about it first. You can't do it until you think about it. And someone says, "Well, I'm not thinking of all this." Well, then God made a mistake. Can you live with that? No, God didn't make a mistake. Your world is as you think feelingly it is. And if you'll just focus on just that, I am what? See that what? That's that important word. What? What goes there? What? That's your life experiencing. The whole thing is that you can check out all this for yourself. You don't need us. You need to think it out for yourself. See, I can think good things for you, and if you'll agree with them, if any two agree, well then that's fine. So if you need something, just make it just a simple question though. You know, I don't need your life history just to find the place to help you. It's helping you, telling you that your say is a valid say, and if you're in trouble, it's because you were running off the mouth and you didn't know what you were talking about. It's really that simple. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be wasting my time to tell you this if it wasn't exactly true, and I haven't experienced it first person.
I had a half a dozen of Neville's tapes, and I listened to them at least one every night for years before it actually touched base. I began thinking differently. The importance of having a CD, because what has your focus has your life. Think about it. We're not asking you to join anything, but you have to have the CDs. You have to have the DVDs. You have to listen to them. It's you training this. Listen, listen, listen.
But as Mr. Lindell stated, you have to listen to them repeatedly. And again, for those who are interested, click the link below and it will take you to the 4 CD set, and you'll be able to transform not only your mind, but your world.